Have you heard of the Burgerim franchise? Maybe you saw some of their ads in Facebook going back a few years. In today's video, we're going to go through if the Burgerim franchise is the worst franchise ever, as it could be the biggest fraud in the whole franchise industry. So first off, the Burgerim franchise was founded by an Israeli entrepreneur. They had minimal success in Israel, minimal success in the United States, and they sold hundreds of franchise locations without really a proven successful business model. Heavily marketed on social media. I look at a lot of franchise websites. I imagine I was targeted on social media. I'd be really curious to hear if the FTC can get a hold on what Burgerim was using with these Facebook ads and who they were targeting, as I saw it nonstop. And I imagine it's anyone that was looking at franchise related content that Facebook had an algorithm that a Burgerim franchise ad would pop up. But I would see it everywhere. I don't spend really any time on Facebook these days, but going back to 2017, 2018, was spending a lot more time on Facebook, and I'd see Burgerim everywhere. Minimal success, sold over 100 locations. It's something that you could see in one of those shows like American Greed. They were making 10 million plus on just the franchise fees. Pretty much no money in the royalties, the ongoing operations, ongoing support, the franchises. They were paying big commission checks to franchise consultants and brokers, but the founder, Boo, said that most of their clients were coming through social media marketing, which heavily was relying on Facebook. And I'm curious, why isn't Facebook and the social media companies held responsible for what was basically advertising a fraud? And I'm sure they made hundreds of thousands of dollars from Burgerim as a client and really pushing this opportunity out to consumers. But that's another story for another time. They did not rely on growing the system with franchise brokers and franchise sales organizations, which are typical paths for emerging franchise concepts, especially if you can't get early customers to open up a franchise location, which is quite common with a lot of franchise businesses where the first franchisees are friends and family or early customers of the brand. They're going to open up their own location. With Burgerim, it definitely wasn't that at all. There was appeal because it was low cost hamburger franchise, but the product was horrible. Really bad product. One of the quotes, customers were complaining that it was dry, flavorless, and you even have a story of a husband and wife. The husband was a chef who always had the dream of opening a restaurant. He saw the Burgerim franchise advertisement on Facebook and reached out to learn more. And then a member from the Burgerim team, Samira Ibrahim, the business development manager at the time, replied back promptly. Fast forward, they opened a Burgerim in December 2018. And they closed the Burgerim in July 2019. And as of July 2019, they were in the process of declaring bankruptcy. So basically 6 months, business is heavily failing. They were provided fraudulent financials, overstipulated the financial numbers and how much they could be earning. So lesson learned, Burgerim. With this case, if you're looking to buy a franchise, don't rely on what the guy is selling you the franchise, whether that's the internal franchise salesperson, the sales organization, the franchise broker is telling you in terms of financials. See what is stated in the item 19, vet that data with franchisees. And you probably don't want to be one of the first people to jump into a franchise system if they have 0, 1, 2 locations, unless you're already very familiar with the founder and the operators, as this guy was off on a plane and fled the country when the situation started getting bad. He left the United States, and there's numerous judgments, and California State and FTC has sued Burgerim and then the founder, but sadly, it doesn't seem like justice is going to be served in the case of Burgerim. And it seems like hundreds of households have had their life savings really torn apart. And what we're passionate about at Vetted Biz is getting the data out fast on complaints, closures. So hopefully we could avoid another case like this, just bringing more transparency to the market, especially on the negative reviews from customers, as well as early franchisees in any system. If there's other franchises you'd like us to explore or franchises that have a lot of complaints, let me know. We'd love to dig in on our resources to see what current franchisees are saying about that brand, as well as what past franchisees have said. Thanks.